Oh my, good to see you again. Good to be with you. Today, I've got basically one thought for you. Sometimes when I listen to sports and I hear the person doing the broadcast and the commentary talk about an athlete struggling or a team struggling, what that means is this athlete or this team is doing poorly. Have you ever heard that? To struggle means to do poorly. It's as though if we were really on track, we wouldn't be struggling. Now, I understand that usage, but it seems to me life is designed by the Creator to engage us in struggles, and not all the struggles are the way He wants for us, because a lot of these struggles are because, you know, we haven't been living right and da-da-da-da. I mean, look at the planet and oh yeah, yeah, and look at the country and oh yeah, yeah, and so many problems, but you know, on a material level, just to survive and you know, is a struggle, and getting a job and keeping a job and progressing with our work is a struggle, and then there's the whole the level of the mind and the culture and the economic and political and the ecological and what, you know, what are we going to do about these things, and what is my role? I mean, I can't do much, but I can do something. What's my and we struggle with our responsibilities there. But then there's the spiritual life, and we would like to think that the spiritual life is where, you know, we should get on top of these other struggles from the perspective of the spiritual life. And that's what I was thinking 24 hours ago. And then it occurred to me, well, the spiritual life is also a struggle. Sometimes it's calm and beautiful and gorgeous, and sometimes that's a struggle too. So I think that life is designed to engage us in struggles. And what is a struggle? It means that we've got to reach beyond our comfortable capacity for solving things. We've got to reach significantly beyond what we can easily do. And it seems to me that the start of this, if we can just connect with God, have that experience of divine fellowship in whatever way we do, that can enable us to be on top of what other aspects of struggle there may be in the spiritual life, and on top of the other struggles. There's a way of struggling where you've lost your sea legs and you're sliding backwards, and that's not beautiful at all. But there's a way of where the struggle becomes fascinating. And when that spirit of adventure comes forth, and that centering in divine fellowship, and how that develops, and you start to become aware of the blendings and compositions and examples and different types of truth and beauty and goodness and how they weave together. And then you realize, good night, you know, this is a taste of all these dimensions of life. On the spiritual dimension, there's spiritual truth, which is so beautiful, and there's the beauty of that truth and the beauties of, but on every level where there is struggle, there is also this truth and its beauty and its goodness. But when we're at that spiritual level of enjoyment, we can start to say, oh, this is what, I don't, sometimes they say, oh, you're going to have eternal life after it's over. So, it's now it just, blah, but then we're going to have eternal life. But eternal life starts now. And as a qualitative experience, that's what we're starting. When we can experience the spiritual level as leverage, because the spiritual level of truth, beauty, and goodness, these are qualities of God. And when we see them happening and evolving and developing and struggling on these other levels, there's an integration that comes in. And then our experience of the realm of mind and the what shall I do and all this duty and feel like, oh, I'm struggling. But the great perspective is that we can rise of being the slave of our duty consciousness and all that stuff, and rise to where the joy comes in. Now, joy is a beauty thing, and we get liberated from whatever has been holding us back to whatever the spiritual life is inviting us to next. And that liberation from the and opening up to the wonderfulness that beckons, that's a goodness thing. And so that's how the struggle starts to become fascinating. And as long as we're fascinating and intrigued, how's this going to work? And how can, let's see, need to get in touch with that divine fellowship. That's the transformation I wanted to talk with you about today. Thank you very much.